the record breaker, Seth freaking Rollins has done it. Rollins breaks Bobby Fish's record as the longest reigning champion in the history of this universe. Rollins will be having a celebration here tonight. To everyone who stepped up and failed, thank you for making Rollins the greatest of all time and making all of you irrelevant nobodies. Enjoy it, embrace it, and love it, because this only comes once in a generation. Where's Naito coming from? Destino to Rollins! Naito, you prick! Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is ECW, and I have got to be honest, it should be a time for celebrating. It should be a time to be happy, because A, it's the 200th episode of this universe, or this series of universe rather, and B, Seth Rollins just made over 400 days as ECW champion. I should be elated about that. And I'm not. And I should be. And it's one man's fault. And that's Tetsuya Naito's. El Ingobernable was responsible for ruining Seth Rollins' celebration last week by attacking him, laying him out in the ring with Destino. I am sick and I am tired of this action constantly against Rollins. Rollins is sick of it, and Rollins has set out to prove a point here tonight. He has 2 matches at No Way Out to concern himself with. One of them is Naito, the other one's the television title, and in tonight's main event, he will be going up against Aleister Black, who he will be facing for the ECW Television Championship and No Way Out alongside Samoa Joe and Braun Strowman. That is later on this evening though, for Black and Rollins. Rollins going to send a message to everyone, especially Tetsuya Naito after last week. Don't worry Naito, your time is coming. But before we can get to any of that, let's kick things off with a huge match on its way. A match that kind of had that was set up essentially from last week. And that is Mustafa Ali versus Hiromu Takahashi. So last week on ECW, as we know, Mustafa Ali finally got his revenge over the Zack Sabre Jr. He beat him. He won. He beat Sabre Jr. and he was elated with the victory. Until Hiromu Takahashi came along and laid him out in the ring. And I find all of this so fascinating. This, of course, will culminate in a triple threat match at the series finale at No Way Out on October 7th. Between Ali, Sabre Jr. and Hiromu Takahashi for the Cruiserweight Championship. But what is so surprising about all of this is the fact that the crowd is kind of divided between Takahashi and Ali. No surprise needed that there is no one cheering on Zack Sabre Jr. in the British Empire. But it's just that knowledge that this crowd is split between the wholesome guy, the guy who has come here and said that he's not here to be second best, he's here to win. And then you have this guy who's showing up, and the charisma that he possesses and the shock factor that he had upon his debut. And now people find themselves wanting to side with Takahashi on anything, but I don't know. I mean, I can see why people want to side with Takahashi, no doubt about it, but I just find it a bit weird. Anyway, there is Hiromu Takahashi making his way out with the new Cruiserweight Championship design. It was revealed at Anarchy Rules. He wanted to definitively beat Zack Sabre Jr. to have that title in his hands, but no. Mustafa Ali returned and flattened both Takahashi and Sabre Jr. in that match. And I think that's why people are divisive on Ali and Takahashi. They want to cheer Ali, but what he did at Anarchy Rules was a little bit sketchy. It's not exactly something you'd expect of a guy who has nothing but respect and adoration for cruiserweight wrestlers. At the same time, people want to cheer Takahashi because he's the cruiserweight champion, because he's beat Zack Sabre Jr., because he just has this cool attitude to him that makes you want to cheer him on. But at the same time, he attacked Mustafa Ali last week, and that's not very champion-like. It's very below the belt, if you would say. But nevertheless, there is one way to sort this all out, and that is to have a match right now, and that is exactly what is going on here between Mustafa Ali and Hiromu Takahashi. We are underway between these two guys. What a night of ECW action it is going to be here. You do not want to miss out on it. Things carrying on from last week. Things carrying into a few weekends from now at No Way Out, the series finale. What a night that is going to be of action. Mustafa Ali there with a nice drop kick though on Takahashi as things are getting going here in this one between these two. I think if this was set before Anarchy Rules, if this match was before Anarchy Rules, you would have had the natural fire of Ali, but there would have been a degree of respect included. Now there isn't. There is just these two guys wanting to win over the other. Takahashi with the discus forearm there, and Mustafa Ali goes down. How much can these two afford? How much do these two want to give in order for this victory here tonight? No Way Out is still a while away, but there's always that risk that you can pick up an injury and everything can change for your hopes heading into that event. Takahashi though, going all out. The time bomb, striking there, using the ropes to his advantage. Hit that Falcon Arrow for the first time. He'll go up the top rope as well. What are we going to see? Went for a double foot stomp. Ali moved out of the way. Takahashi got up on his feet. Missed the drop kick as well. Great evasion from Ali on more than one occasion. Turns him round. Cradle the leg in there. That means that Takahashi can't get out of the move and gets hit with a side dumping back suplex there. Nice move from Ali. Great strength as well to execute something like that. Ali picking up Takahashi now. Countered by Takahashi. Takahashi, oh, lovely work there. Wheelbarrow arm drag. Mustafa Ali slowly getting himself up to the turnbuckle, but oh, Hiromu was right there and decked him in the face with that big boot. Spinning heel kick now, again by Takahashi. Irish whip off the ropes, ducks under. Collision between the two though. And that's going to be down to Takahashi, wishing that he was better there. I gotta say that this chaotic offense, I guess is the best way of saying it, of Hiromu Takahashi has been bested by the more mature mindset that Mustafa Ali is showcasing. He's been able to ground this man quite a bit, but oh, what a senton splash that was by Takahashi. Gonna take himself up to the top rope now. Once again, didn't work the last time, did just work with that spinning heel kick. This time, the double foot stomp, I think he undershot that one. Good on him for sticking the landing. And now look at this, though. Going after the legs of Mustafa Ali. Working away on them here. I think that's certainly not a submission hold. Well, in the aspect of he's looking for a definitive submission. But he definitely was wearing him down there with that Indian Deathlock, I believe it was. Takahashi now. Is he going to fly here? He's going to go up to the top rope once more. And this time, oh! I have no idea what Takahashi looked for there, but he got it. Went down on the leg of Mustafa Ali. But couldn't get more than a 1 count on Ali. What a fight this is turning out to be right now. Good counter there, though, from Mustafa Ali now. In position. Turns him round. What a neck breaker from Ali. And he's going to take himself up to the top rope now. Hiromu Takahashi could be done for. Ali. Whoa, no, he was looking for 054, and Takahashi denied him. Belly to belly now from the time bomb. Covers him. Will this do it here? No. Ali kicks out at 2, but great evasion. Great evasion indeed from Hiromu Takahashi there to evade that move. Now he's just got to stay on the money. Now he's got to stay focused and try and get the win here over Ali. This is his match to lose now after countering the 054. Theoretically, he should be in the driver's seat. And he needs to prove that he should be anyway, because of course he is the Cruiserweight champion at the end of this all. Win or lose here tonight, he will remain the Cruiserweight champion up until, at the very least, No Way Out. Perched up on the top rope here. Takahashi has him. Avalanche. Victory roll. Cover made to finish Mustafa Ali, who just barely kicks out at 2. And that took a lot out of the time bomb, you can tell. Takahashi must have been hoping that that would have been enough to end it, but it was not. Ali making life difficult. Oh! Jumping complete shot there. And I think he's just trying to make sure that Ali can't fight on you, but Ali most certainly is fighting on. Popping up to his feet. Counters the slap there that Takahashi hoped for. Double clotheslines made there. Duck under by Ali. pop-up drop kick as well. Oh, now he's starting to fire away on all cylinders, and the crowd here that do support Ali cheering him on. But Ali needs to put his focus right back on the Cruiserweight Champion, not on the crowd. Is he going to go for that neck breaker once more? No, he's going into the turnbuckle here. Something else could be on its way. Will it pan out the way he wants it to, though? He puts Takahashi up on the top rope. Takahashi countered him. He countered him. And spinning heel. Oh, what a catch. Powerbomb from Ali. Incredible counter from Mustafa Ali there. Up on that second rope now. Mustafa Ali splashes down on Takahashi. But how much does either man have left to give at this stage of the match? How much have they exerted out of the other? Takahashi counters. Clubbing blow in the back there. Look at this, Takahashi trying to goad Mustafa Ali into the middle of the ring. He wanted it, and he got it as well. Back suplex to follow up, and Takahashi finds himself in position now. Perfect timing, perfect placement. Takahashi, time bomb! And the cover that follows it. No, it won't finish off Mustafa Ali. Ali kicks out again. Oh no. Oh, but I fear he won't be getting out of this. Takahashi wants to send a statement to Sabre Jr. and to Ali. D is applied. D locked in. And it will, yes, it will end it. Mustafa Ali finally submitting there. Takahashi wins. And Ali and all of his fire that he possessed last week or a few weeks ago, it cost him. Because there is your winner. And oh no, come on. This ain't right. This ain't right for the second week in a row. The third party jumps the man in the match, and it's Zack Sabre Jr. this time round. Sabre Jr. with a knee in the chest. Running kick in the face as well. He's not doing this to show aggression. He's not doing this because he's pissed off. He's doing this because he just wants to hurt Hiromu Takahashi. He wants to hurt the man who took the title away from him at SummerSlam. Ali is still down, and I'll be honest, I don't think he'd help him, despite his hatred for Sabre Jr. And look at this now. Double underhook, throwaway suplex. Takahashi is down. He is down and he is out right now, but the beatdown continues on. And a big time power bomb is on its way as well. Oh my god, is that going to be enough? Yes, it is. Zack Sabre Jr. finally letting up. And now mocking Takahashi as he lays down. Sabre Jr. still wants to fight. But there is nothing in the Cruiserweight Champion that allows him to fight. Man, that was a sour ending to what was a very entertaining start to this episode of ECW. Takahashi wins though, and the only one without a match right now, but the only one, without a win heading into No Way Out is Zack Sabre Jr. Both Ali and Takahashi have wins. What does that say about the former Cruiserweight Champion? We'll see. Nevertheless, let's move on to our next contest of the evening. Minoru Suzuki back in action for the first time since that Falls Count Anywhere match against Braun Strowman. He told me he wanted a fight, and I gave him it. Coming up next, Luke Harper versus Minoru Suzuki. And Luke Harper stands in the ring, and what I find interesting is that he is alone. I don't think this is punishment by Raven. I think this is just the case that MK Ultra, since what happened at Heatwave, when they were systematically dismantled by the Wyatt family, I think they've gone weak. I think they've kind of gone underground again. And I find that a little bit interesting to think about. They've just kind of seeped away now. They don't really have as much of an impact as they once did. Is that Raven's ideology, though? Is that Raven gearing up for something in the future? Or is that just something else? Or am I just looking too far into this and it's just the fact that because they lost, you know, I haven't really seen anything of MK Ultra and they just don't really want to fight. I don't know. Raven works in mysterious ways, that much is for certain. Nevertheless, there is Minoru Suzuki, the bodyguard of ECW, back in action for the first time. I wanted Suzuki to take an elongated period of time off. I wanted him to take a few more weeks off. I thought, you got hurt in that match. And Suzuki, well, he cornered me in a room and he said to me, he didn't say anything to me. He looked me in the eye, and at that point I was like, if I look for any longer, I'm going to go through a table, so I'll give him the match. And I was just like, okay, you have your match. Please don't hurt me. Remember, this is the bodyguard to the greatest of all time, to my close friend, to the longest reigning champion, to someone who I actually have a personal connection with in Seth Rollins, and Minoru Suzuki has no problem with wanting to hurt me. But, I'll let Suzuki do whatever he wants in that regard, because how am I going to stop him? Had to take a brief silence there for the crowd, not letting us down once again with their joining in of that lovely, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Riff. I'm going to go with riff. Look, Minoru Suzuki's on screen, okay? You kind of just look at what's going on and just be like, yeah, I'm a little bit scared. Luke Harper, I think, has been in this situation more than once before, and he's going to try and fight him here. Harper trying to start tough there. Just countered the drop kick. That didn't pound it the way he wanted it to. And Suzuki with a thumping kick in the back. There's nothing, big about this match. There's no, there's no, continuation of anything going on here. This is just Minoru Suzuki and Luke Harper going to punch each other a few times in the face. It's as simple as that. Oh, Harper, they went for a super kick. And Suzuki looked for a suplex. That was countered by Harper, who's going to connect in now with a Michinoku driver. Nice little start. Gearing up to be something good. You're back and forth from both men repeatedly. They're really starting to feel the other man out in regards to the feeling out process. Nothing, auspicious or suspicious. Harper, oh, big knee in the face of Suzuki as well. Was this such a smart idea by Suzuki to come back this soon? Is he trying to weather a storm? Is he trying to fight through pain? Or is Minoru Suzuki just getting beaten up for a few seconds here and he's going to start going back on a rampage? Because here come a series of strikes from this man. Sent into the turnbuckle. Oh, counted him. DDT to Harper now. This open-handed strike there by Suzuki. And here we go. Going to try and rip the arm out of socket here. Doesn't matter who you are. This move is always going to find a way to hurt. Pulling down and then using the ropes to add further punishment. The arm is not meant to bend that way, but Minoru Suzuki makes sure that it does. Gut-wrench suplex connected with. And Suzuki now. Oh, taking the leg away. Knee bar applied by Suzuki. Took the leg away from Luke Harper. And as it applied here, yanking on it. Might even try and pop that knee out of socket if he can. But Harper is not a quitter. Harper is a fighter, and he's fighting on right there against Suzuki. Great stuff to witness, but oh, Harper getting counted again there. And Suzuki, I think, might be trying to line up the end to this whole thing. Sends him in the corner. Whoa, went for a running drop kick there. Great counter by Luke Harper. Does he have it in him now to hit something big? In the corner is Suzuki. No, countered. Harper sent into the opposite turnbuckle. And this time, the drop kick connects from Minoru Suzuki. Now, the King mocking there. As if to say, what's wrong, Harper? Can't fight? That's fine. Amateur wrestling takedown now by Minoru Suzuki. And look at that. He walks around the body of Luke Harper. He walked around his opponent for a moment there. Sends him in the turnbuckle. Now running big boot. Oh, that's rough. That's unfortunate there, Luke Harper. And I don't think your luck is about to get that much better anyway, because Suzuki has a plan to end this one. GSP Gotch style. Pile driver. And let's look at that head. Spike off the mat. Minoru Suzuki wanted to return to action. Well, his wish was granted, and a victory might very well be coming with it. Indeed it is. Minoru Suzuki is back, and back with a win as well. Bodyguard of ECW, safe and sound. Well, at least he's safe and sound. Everyone else? Not really. Not really. Nevertheless, there is your winner for this evening, Minoru Suzuki. Very happy with the job he's done. Very happy with the pain he's inflicted on his opponent there. Harper rolls out of the ring, and I wonder if there'll be any MK Ultra punishment on its way, or if this is just going to be one of those things that's dealt with and moved on with Raven. Who really knows? I don't. That's for certain. Nevertheless, victory for Minoru Suzuki. Job done. Don't really have much to say outside of that. Nice to see him back. I do like the GSP, I can't lie. Anyway, let's move on to our next contest here. I talked about earlier on this evening about how Seth Rollins has to prepare for a fatal 4-way at No Way Out. And one of those men in that match is Samoa Joe. And he's going to be fighting here tonight against the leader of the British Empire in Neville. Alright. This one is, this one's going to be interesting. I think it's been a little while. Yeah, it has been a while since we last saw these two guys fighting, I believe. In fact, I can't even remember when the last time was. Nevertheless, this is going to be very entertaining. And this is, on top of that all, the first time we've seen the British Empire's Neville and Drew McIntyre since the event of Anarchy Rules. You don't remember what happened at Anarchy Rules? In a tag team Extreme Rules match, Neville and McIntyre were defeated by DIY, who once again are the ECW Tag Team Champions. The big question coming out of that was, would there be a round 3 between those teams? Would there be a be-all, end-all? Well, the British Empire have said they don't want that yet. That was the most important thing I took away from it. When I asked Neville about the rematch, he said, we don't want it. Not yet, anyways. So, don't think things are finished between DIY and the British Empire. Because they're not. But they aren't going to finish yet. They aren't going to have that one last match yet. Just getting that across the best that I can to you all. But that is the case, and I will give you more information on that when something along those lines is decided. But as for right now, there is one thing that Neville has to be ready for, and that is a match against Samoa Joe right about now. As I said, Joe is awaiting that match. He is awaiting that fatal 4-way at No Way Out on October 7th for the chance to be the ECW Television Champion. Samoa Joe has won a series of titles in this universe. I believe he's a former 2-time world champion. I want to say he was an Intercontinental Champion, but I also think I'm wrong in saying that. I might be wrong in thinking I'm wrong, because that makes sense. I don't know, I'm not 100% certain. Feel like he was, also feel like he wasn't. Nevertheless, we'll see about that in due time. Samoa Joe, though, is prepared for this one. He is prepared to try and be the television champion. Joe, I don't think has had more than one title shot this entire series of Universe. I think he had an ECW title opportunity at the Royal Rumble, and I feel like that was it for Samoa Joe. I think he left it there for now, but at the series finale, he gets that one last match. He gets that one last title match, really. He gets the final ECW Television Championship match of this series of Universe. The question is, will it be Samoa Joe leaving with the ECW Television Championship? It would be very, very interesting if it were. That's for certain. Nevertheless, McIntyre at ringside, which could certainly be a difference maker in this one, as Neville and Samoa Joe get things going here. We talked at Payback. Oh, wow. Big sunset flip there by Neville on the outside. But I talked at Payback about how Triple H I always view as one of the greatest superstars within this universe to not have won the world title. You know, to not be a world champion. And I think, as much as I don't like him, and as much as I think that he's a very scummy person, I think Neville's in the talking for that as well. He's a 3-time tag team champion, I believe. No, maybe not 3, maybe 2. I think it might be... No, it is 3. 3-time ECW Tag Team Champion. Former Cruiserweight Champion on either 2 or... I feel like it's 2 or 3 occasions. I think it might be 2. Former Television Champion on, at the very least, 2 occasions. And it makes me wonder, you know, is there an ECW title on its way for Neville at some point? Is there a moment in time where we look at Neville and the British Empire as the face of this brand? Is that a reality or is it not, is the question that we could ask regarding that. And if it is, how much time do we have until something like that happens? You know, how much time does Neville have at the top of his game in order to make sure that that happens for himself? I am not certain. But right now, he has certainly reinvented himself this past year with the British Empire. Drew McIntyre and Zack Sabre Jr. themselves finding tremendous success to go along with it. But Neville is just looking for a victory here tonight over Samoa Joe, ahead of whatever or whenever he has planned to want that finale. Samoa Joe kicking out of 2 there, the shooting star press. Step up in Zaguri and he goes back down, counters the attempted kick there, and Neville in trouble. Straight jacket, German suplex. Neville just swung over the head of Joe with ease because, I mean, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but there is quite a weight disadvantage in here. I think Joe has about 100 pounds advantage in this one, so anytime, if Neville ever slams him at any point in this match, give him props. But I don't think he has done yet. Nice Senton splash though, and that's going to go right down on the ribs, and here we go. Here's the real powerhouse of this one getting involved. Drew McIntyre distracting Joe, trying to help Neville out, but didn't really work the way he wanted it to. Neville still down, and things aren't looking that good for him right now as he's sent into the turnbuckle, gets an elbow and a corner and Zaguri to go with it, and McIntyre getting involved, distracting the referee. Joe goes for the cover, and all for no good reason, as the referee isn't there to pay attention. Oh, Dragon Sleeper applied though by Joe, trying to make Neville tap out here. Will Neville be resorted to tapping out? Joe, of course, desperately wants this win, heading into No Way Out. Neville just wants a win in general. Neville rolling up Joe, trying to end it with the element of surprise. Joe counters it. Cover made here. Neville forcing a kick out right away. And look at McIntyre. Look at the work of Drew McIntyre on the outside. Steel chair in the ring now. Reverse DDT. And the British Empire will use the games to their advantage. Steel chair in the ribs. Steel chair in the back. Referee never saw it, so he can't ring the bell. Those sly actions of the British Empire, reading one another. Almost as if, almost as if it was in a game plan to make sure that that happened. Great counter though from Neville, gotta say that. The way he flipped out of that back suplex. Joe stopping himself against the ropes there. Hurricanrana from Neville. Is Neville going to have to look for the red arrow to try and end this one? I'm not certain Neville could get in the rings of Saturn on him. And Samoa Joe pulling himself up to his feet now. That is quite a tight angle for Neville to fly at, but that doesn't bother him. Drop kick, he got all of it. Neville now turns him round, reverse, Hurricanrana, and all the weight of Samoa Joe comes down on his neck. Neville now going to the top rope once again. He is going to look for the big win here over Joe, and this is going to be worrying if it happens. Red arrow! Will Neville beat Joe? There's 2. There's a kick out. Far shoulder raised there. Neville, well, he's going to wish. He is going to wish that he got the submission win there, especially when Joe fights back like he just did. Oh no. Oh no. Stun gun? Oh yes. Stun gun. Joe picked up a good few wins over these last few weeks, and he might be adding to it. Oh, what a sight this would be. What a sight this would be if it happens. Neville, it could be done for. Joe latching in the Coquina clutch on Neville. Will he do it here? Will he make him tap out? Is Neville going to be forced to submit? Are we going to see a second submission here tonight? He's trying to refuse. He's trying to do everything he can to make sure he doesn't tap out. The leader of the British Empire may be forced into submission here. Trying to escape the hold with everything he's got in him. Will he tap out? Will he submit? Oh my goodness, how do you survive a hold like this? Neville elbowing. Oh no, he turns himself over. He's covering him. He's covering Joe, trying to win. And a kick out. Oh man alive, that was close there. But that was entertaining as well as it being close. Perched up on the top rope now. This is not where you want to be at all. Not with Joe. Back superplex, and there's your impact to go with it. And I think Neville exhausted himself trying to get out of that hold. I think he would have done himself a better favor if he tapped out than if he didn't. Well, than when he didn't, rather, is what I should have said. And now, I think we have just laid witness to the end of this match. Aleister Black, Braun Strowman, Seth Rollins, pay attention, because Joe is sending a message. A trio of suplexes there, and he doesn't even look to end it yet. Oh, this is just getting worrisome now. Shining Wizard in the back of the head there. I'm pretty sure Neville's out cold at this point. I don't think Neville's got anything left in him, but Samoa Joe is going to keep going here. And now McIntyre getting involved. The referee really should have done something about this already. This is about the 5th time now he's got involved. But it has allowed Neville to have a final fight within him. Trying to force himself up to his feet there. And it may all be for nothing. No, snap made by Joe. And elbows in the chest by Joe as well. Oh no. Yeah, this is it. This is it. Neville tried with everything he had in him for one final hope. One final dash for victory. And it's all fallen away from him. Kukina clutch applied. And Neville is tapping out. There you have it. There's your winner. Samoa Joe bests the British Empire. They tried to be smart. They tried to be tactical. And they failed. The use of the distractions. The use of the steel chair. And it was all in vain. Joe fights on. Joe wins. Heading into No Way Out. As I said, Aleister Black, Braun Strowman, Seth Rollins definitely should be paying attention to this man. No one should ever overlook Samoa Joe. And if they do, well, the match is already lost. Nevertheless, we are due a very interesting matchup coming up next. Last week, Austin Aries said that he had lost a chance that he thought he had at most titles when he lost to that man there, Samoa Joe. Now he said, give me a week and I'll have something for you. It's a week later and he has something for us. I wonder what he's got in mind. We'll find out up next. And well. How will this one go? What I find doubly interesting about this all, it's a tag team match. Now, I'm not saying that Austin Aries isn't a tag team guy. But, because he's proven himself to be a tag team guy. I mean, he's a Grand Slam champion. To be a Grand Slam champion, you have to have world title. Well, he has 3 of them. You have to have secondary title. Well, he has about 3 of them. And you have to have a tag team title. You have to have a tertiary title. Well, he has like 2 of them. And 3 of them, maybe. And you have to have a tag team title. And he has 1 of them. Austin Aries has that going for him. And now he awaits. And now we await to see how that will go for him in terms of all of this. Because, it's been like a year and a half, I want to say, since the last time Austin Aries did anything with a tag team. So I'm questionable as to how it will go. But he wouldn't make a tag team match and then say my plan is to try and become the tag team champions by myself. Although he could actually kind of do that. We'll find out, because he's asking for a mic right now. Alright, well, Austin Aries has grabbed a microphone. And he is going to talk about what he said the other week, what he said last week when he said he needed a week to think of something, and he's thought of something. This is a tag team match, so that means one thing. Aries has got himself a tag team partner. And yes, Aries has picked himself a damn good tag team partner as well. Austin Aries sees this man as, like Austin Aries, a great talent, and one who is certainly going to show up everyone right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome his tag team partner, Tyler Breeze. And well, talk about an old face making a return. Talk about something truly interesting. The two-time World Heavyweight Champion and the 2017 Royal Rumble winner, Tyler Breeze, is the tag team partner of Austin Aries. These guys actually share quite a bit in common. Both have won a Royal Rumble in the past. Yep. Both have main evented WrestleMania. Yep. Both have won the main event of WrestleMania. Yep. Both have won a world title. Yep. Both have held the World Heavyweight Championship more than once. Yep. Both have held a secondary title. Yep. Both are pretty self-confident about themselves, shall we say. Yes. And on top of all of that, both have earned the respect of the crowd through their actions in the ring and what they've done and who they've stood up for. Yeah. This, despite, chuck away everything that's happened to Tyler Breeze since arriving to ECW. The fact that he refused to have an entrance until he won a match, which is interesting considering he's wanting an entrance right now. This is a solid team. Combined, they have 5 world titles, 2 Royal Rumble wins. I wouldn't even 4 maybe secondary titles between them. There is a lot of success between these two guys. That is pretty mind-blowing to think about. And so, here we go. Their debut as a tag team is underway. It's Austin Aries and Tyler Breeze against the duo of the Brian Kendrick and Kevin Nash, rather. Decided to drop the moniker Diesel, go back to being Kevin Nash, and of course still the big man around here, and still someone trying to protect the Brian Kendrick. And Brian Kendrick's probably going to need protecting right about now in this one, considering the fact that Aries is starting off this one. Aries and Nash is certainly a fairly, despite the height difference, a fairly even match given the talent that Aries possesses, and speak of him, and he's in the ring. Big boot there. And the man who once held this show hostage in this universe is now the one trying to get somewhere in this universe. I mean, that's kind of what happens, though, when age does pass you by. Kevin Nash now got to be pushing the limit in terms of age. And so I wonder how much longer he can do this. I will certainly say, after everything he did to make mine and the lives of people on ECW's living hell, I will not miss him. But he definitely will go down for all that he did in this universe in terms of the New World Order, in terms of their dominance over ECW for the better part of a year. That's all going to go down. There's no doubt about it. And Nash will be at the center point of it. Right now, though, look at this double team, double back superplex there by Aries and Breeze. And here we go now. In comes a man who has a polar opposite going for him. What was a very strong 2017 has been masked by a very weak 2018. Nothing of note for Tyler Breeze has happened. And this may be his final call to hope that something happens, or he's off to a familiar path in NXT, and he's not exactly getting much favors right now as the Brian Kendrick stomps on his hand and his fingers. Excruciating pain there. Breeze, though, knows how to fight. He has a lot of accolades going for him in this universe. I said it before, the only thing Tyler Breeze hasn't won, in terms of that he can win in terms of being a singles athlete, is exactly the same as Austin Aries. Money in the Bank. Neither of these guys have captured it, and I believe both men have had a shot at it as well, which it makes it all the more interesting. Good counter there from Brian Kendrick and all. No, I don't think Breeze actually had a shot at the Money in the Bank briefcase now that I think about it. Big knee face buster though by Kendrick, and he tags back into Kevin Nash. Been frequent tags between the duo of Nash and Kendrick, but not really proving much in the way of success for them. Look at this. Hanging him up to dry there. Breeze with great strength. Oh, what a double team. What a double team there from those two. That's what happens when you got experience on your side. This is what happens when you are as great of a... Oh my goodness. As great singles athletes as you are, and it's certainly doing its best to transpose over towards a tag team variant. Head being slammed into the mat over and over again there. Sorry, the outside with Nash. Sends him into the ring. And Aries is not looking too fresh right now. Nash is feeling pretty confident about himself, and here we go. Here comes the sneak in. Here comes the trickery. Turnbuckle pad coming off. Aries sticks the landing of that one though. Running neck breaker, and Nash goes down. One more as Aries got in store for him here. Uh-oh. A trip into the ring pole. Trying to play, using his own games against him. And here we go now. Austin Aries, tremendous strength. Brainbuster. But he won't look for the end just there. Tags in Tyler Breeze now. What has Breeze got in store? Breeze, oh, whiffed on that step of Enziguri. Not the best job there. Going after Kevin Nash now. Look at that. The lead into that single leg Boston Crab is a thing of beauty. Will Nash be able to make the ropes? He should be able to. They're right next to him in all fairness. Trying to force a rope break here, but he's also struggling. I think that brainbuster really rattled him. Nash still trying to force a break. Forces his way out of it nevertheless. And he's going to try and make the tag into Kendrick, and he'll get it as well. Brian Kendrick in off the tag. And Brian Kendrick may very well look for a brainbuster of his own. Breeze ain't interested though, and is able to stop him. Pulls back on that punch there. What's Breeze doing here? Standing in the turnbuckle. This is different. Breeze lining himself up for something. Oh, beauty shot from Breeze. Out of the turnbuckle. Very nicely done. Cover made. Nash is there and does have it in him to break it up in time. I'm not too sure what Aries was doing there, but definitely wasn't doing anything regarding making sure that pinfall didn't happen. And this may be the reason why. Maybe he wanted to end it. Aries in the middle of the ring on Kendrick. Last chancery applied. And this could very well end things. And it will. Kendrick was done for. Last chancery just put the final nail in the coffin. Well, there you have it. I'm not too sure what to make of this duo. I'm not too sure what to say about them thus far. But their first match is a win for the combined 5-time world champions. Austin Aries and Breeze. Well, it was a pun intended, a breeze. Very well done indeed. Breeze and Aries your winner. Where will things go from here? We'll find out. This was Aries' plan B though, and needless to say, so far so good if we're judging it off just one performance. Happy days. There we go. I want to see more of this team already. ECW's tag division getting more and more stacked, no doubt about it. Nevertheless, let's move into our main event. And what a main event it's going to be at that. Let us get ready for this one. Coming up next, Aleister Black versus Seth Rollins. Alright, well, we've strapped ourselves in. Now, are we prepared for this main event? Are we prepared for the battle between Aleister Black and Seth Rollins? These two men, of course, will meet for the ECW Television Championship at the series finale at No Way Out, October 7th, which I think that is the 4th time tonight I have showed that event, but here tonight they square off one-on-one in the main event. Two uber talented athletes, two incredibly skilled athletes. Two titles as well, of course, on Seth Rollins' waist. Who could forget that? I mean, the incredible thing he achieved at SummerSlam. Still holding both titles, yeah. 400 days as ECW champion, yeah. Longest reigning champion in the universe, yeah. Greatest champion in the universe, yeah. Greatest superstar in the universe, yeah. Greatest of all time. Hang on, don't tell me, I got this one. Yeah. Nevertheless, though, Rollins did kind of back himself up into a corner last week, I will admit. Not looking at the Naito stuff right now. I don't really want to press on about that because that was just pig ignorance. That was vile, disgusting behavior. That was jealousy at its finest form. But what Rollins said during that victory celebration also had a bit of a problem with it. Rollins said, I will give everyone who won here tonight, aside from Mustafa Ali, because of course he's already got a title match, a shot for my television championship. That meant Samoa Joe. Oof. That meant Aleister Black. Oof. That meant Braun Strowman. Oof. These are three, and there's no other way for it, powerhouses. These are three brawlers. Three resilient sons of bitches. Three men who have all had something to do with one another in terms of hating each other. And that actually is just Samoa Joe and the other two. Aleister Black and Braun Strowman are in the Wyatt family with one another. They know what it's like to work with one another. I think Rollins did a very in-the-moment thing, and as much as I would love to correct it, Rollins wanted it to happen. He wants to cement his legacy, and I can't argue against that. My only concern is that has he burrowed himself in too deep with that television championship? I don't know. And I guess I'll find out at No Way Out. But as for here tonight, Rollins prepares for this matchup against Aleister Black. The ECW title has been around his waist for over 400 days. Isn't that incredible? Isn't that just the greatest thing you can ever think of? 400 days. Man. And I mean, you look at how far this universe has grown over this last year. You look at all the leaps and bounds this universe has gone for, all the new people that have been brought in. I think we all have Seth Rollins to thank for that happening. Let's be real. Everything Rollins has done has been incredible. And last time I checked, Rollins was the champ when this series of universe started. Rollins was still the champ at WrestleMania. Rollins was still the champ at SummerSlam. Rollins will still be the champ heading into the next series of universe. And you can all chip up and say, he's so infatuated with Rollins. Can't stop sucking Rollins' dick. Right? So you want me to side with a pathetic loser who's accomplished nothing in their career over the greatest of all time, who is the longest reigning champion in this career, in this universe as an entirety, who has held the championship for over 400 days, who has seen people come at him left, right, and center, trying to take his legacy away from him, trying to take his stature as the greatest of all time away from him, trying to take his titles away from him, and failing. Why would I side with failures? So, I'm infatuated with Rollins. You're infatuated with stupidity if you think that I have a problem, if you think that I'm dumb to side with Rollins. Do you enjoy losing? Do you enjoy getting dropped on your head as a baby? Were those things that you enjoyed in life? Because clearly, if you wanted to enjoy life, you'd just side with Seth Rollins, you'd recognize his greatness. You wouldn't try to be stubborn and say, it's just favoritism. No, it's me appreciating greatness as the ECW general manager. It's not my fault Seth Rollins wins every title match he's in. It's not my fault Seth Rollins is the greatest of all time. He just is. Nevertheless, I digress. Let's focus on this match here, though, between Rollins and Aleister Black. Black is trying in this moment, but Rollins is starting to is quite tough, and I think that has a lot to do with last week. I think that has a lot to do with the attack on him by Naito. I think that has fired something up within Rollins. He wants to prove a point, and I think that's a dangerous game to be playing with a guy like Tetsuya Naito. You know, tranquilo, the mind games. If you want to ask someone about the mind games of Tetsuya Naito, just stop wrestling Aleister Black for a second and ask him. Aleister Black knows all too well the mind games of Naito, because he fell for them at WrestleMania, and as a result of it, he lost his television championship to Naito. And my concern is that if Rollins falls for the same games, yes, he's incredible. Yes, he's got the talent to go with it. But Naito is such a master manipulator that once he gets under your skin and all you want to do is hurt him, you could find yourself over. You could find yourself done for. It's that easy for Naito to do something like that, and that concerns me. Because Naito's pig ignorance that he demonstrated last week, the attitude when he stormed Rollins' celebration and attacked him, that made my blood boil. And that made me want to see Rollins get such vengeance over him as the double foot stomp was hit there, that I just wanted the match to happen right then and there, but it's not, and we have to focus on the here and now. And the reality is that in the time that it took me to vent about Naito, Aleister Black has taken control in this matchup. Rollins is down a moment right now, but starting to fight back here. Here goes Rollins, sending Black into the turnbuckle. No, countered. Black. Oh, brainbuster, gonna look for it. Well, I said brainbuster, could be anything. Counter there by Rollins. Very well done indeed. Tiger suplex. Incredible bridge by Rollins. Cover on Black. Kick out at one. Rollins, though, sees that he's laying in a good position, and he's gonna go for it. Capitalize on the moment. Why not? Phoenix Splash. Cover made. 1, 2, and a kick out from Black. Good stuff, though. Rollins finding himself in trouble at one moment and unable to use that to his advantage and find himself in control in the next. Northern Lights suplex in the ropes, though, is Aleister Black. What a tough contest this is turning into for both men now. Counters the kick there. Kick in the gut. DDT from Black. That may be the opening that Aleister Black wants to find himself in. Rollins, no. Rollins, hello? Rollins, wake up. Is anyone there? Rollins, no! Black Mass! Black Mass to the ECW and television champion. Will this end it? No, it won't. Rollins kicks out at 2. I knew it. I'm okay. Rollins, though, is not okay, because he needs to find a way to fight back really soon. Rollins pulled up on his feet and kneed in the face by Aleister Black. Oh, that's brutal. A member of the Wyatt family feeling pretty confident about themselves, and so too might another in Braun Strowman, simply because he's Braun Strowman. He's watching this or not, I don't think it matters. He is just eyeing up what he is seeing. Aleister Black is in total control over his opponent at No Way Out, over their opponent at No Way Out. And that helps out all 3 men in the match, and that helps out Tetsuya Naito to go with it. No, Dragon Sleeper applied here. Foot in the ropes. Foot in the ropes there for Rollins, but he needs to get up to his feet. Come on, man. You are the greatest of all time. You need to win this. Urgently. Wrenching the neck there. Don't let him strike again. Aleister Black is going to strike again. No! Black Mass. Cover made. There's 2. And there's a kick out. Come on, Rollins. Get up to your feet. And he does just that. And a big knee to respond there. Yes. Come on, Rollins. You've got this in you. Let's do it. Let's see Seth Rollins. Let's see the 3-time ECW champion at his fullest. Let's see the Triple Crown champion inside you. Rollins slugging away here. Strike after strike. Counter by Black. Counter by Rollins. In the corner now. And Aleister Black is in for a world of hurt. Rollins in. And buckle bomb to Black. No, don't fall down. You've got to end this right now. The opportunity is presenting itself, Seth Rollins. Time to celebrate 400 days the right way with a victory. Rollins in. Curb stomp to Aleister Black. And that will end it. 1, 2, and a kick out from Aleister Black at 2. My goodness, he hangs on in there. And whoa, no. No, again, this can't be happening. Naito's right there. Naito's right there. Rollins, no. Rollins, come on, don't let this man get to your head. No, don't let this man get to your head. Roll up on Rollins. No! Oh, Naito, I hate you. Naito, I hate your guts. He's run away, and he just handed a victory to his old rival in Aleister Black. Seth Rollins got screwed over by Naito. Oh, for God's sake, this is all... No, I'm not gonna let Naito have what he wants. Naito wants me to get angry. He wants me to get worked up. No. You're gonna wait, Naito. You're gonna figure out all that you've tried was a grave mistake, and you will see it. And that is at No Way Out. Aleister Black, you got lucky. Well done. And as for the rest of this ain't over, Naito, but it ends when your head is drilled into the mat and Rollins stands atop you, still ECW champion. Is that tranquilo enough for you?